Sorry for the pause. We got delayed by train. I live close to the tracks and they're pretty noisy. When I talk about my daily process, when I talk about preparation for a goal, I'm chasing the feeling of getting my mindset right. And what that is for me is, in the morning I'm up early. I don't like sleeping in and wasting a day or wasting a morning. I do a little bit of self-reflection. I've got quotes I read or a video I watch or some books that I kind of crawl my way through to get my mindset right, a mindset of gratitude and a mindset of having some purpose, and a mindset that tells me that everything that I need to be who I want to be starts in my mind. It starts with the way I view myself, and it starts with the way I value myself. Some of you guys, even that messaged me yesterday, you even said that you don't value yourself right now. In the past, you've done great with your fitness and your health and feeling organized, but right now you feel like shit. And there's circumstances that apply to that. Illness, being really busy at work or school, and we do have different seasons where we do better sometimes than others, but when you are consistent in your life and being good to yourself, when you're consistent, that's when real progress is made. It's not progress and then backsteps and progress and then backsteps. So as an example of this, like I said, I'm gonna film a video every fucking day, and I'm gonna be here, rain or shine. And I mean, you'll have to watch and see, but I'm not gonna miss. I'm gonna be here. Why is that important? When we talk about self-value, when we talk about self-worth and feeling good and chasing the feelings of feeling good, number one, that's what everyone wants, right? They want inner peace. They want to feel good. That's why we have our vices. We're trying to feel good. That's why we eat certain foods. We're trying to feel good. That's why we, watch Netflix. We're trying to feel good. Like, all this shit is stuff that we do to feel good. But you don't need that to feel good. The reason why you don't feel good is because you're not being good to yourself. And what I mean by that is you don't have the ability to value yourself if you're not listening to your conscience and doing what it's asking you to do. I know this might sound a little far-fetched for some people, and believe me, I didn't want to believe this for most of my life. But I can't ignore the evidence that when I am living congruent with my conscience, my life is better. My life is good. When a man is right, his whole world will be right. And I believe in the quote that the world is not as it is, the world is as you are. So even if the world around me hasn't changed, when I'm right with myself, the world is as I am, then my world is right. My world is good. I'm at peace. And peace is what we all want. And when you're at peace, you're your best self. You're your best self for your family. You're your best self for your employer. You're your best self for everyone that you come in contact with. And as your best self, you're going to attain your goals that you want. If your goal is physical fitness, some of you have looked at my videos over the last maybe month or two, and you're like, damn, dog, you got jacked pretty quick. And I know I did, but I've been jacked before. So it's muscle memory. I've been training and lifting weights since I was a fucking teenager. I'm 41, so I've done it my whole entire life. And so for me to get on a program that I know works because I've done it in the past, for me to eat a way that I know works because I've done it in the past, and get from where I was sitting pretty heavy at 230 pounds and pretty fluffy in my opinion, now I'm down to 218 this morning, and I'm getting more jacked. I've always got progress to make, and I know it seemed like it came quick, but I've been jacked before. So that muscle memory and everything I know about exercising has helped me get back to that place. And it's funny that I waited so long to get dialed back in when I knew it would come back quick. But the reason why I didn't do it is I was not looking at myself as something that was of value. I had forgotten that. I'd gotten distracted from that. So how do you give yourself value? Well, you can tell yourself that you have value all day, but if you don't have actions that show it, you're never going to feel it. And you have to feel that you have value. You have to feel that you're worth committing and investing in yourself before you're going to do it. You can't just speak that value into yourself just by positive words. They help. Self-talk, positive self-talk is key to anybody's success, but it has to start with a daily habit. It has to start with a process. And I've learned this from trial and error over the years. Yeah, I've had a lot of successes, but I've also dropped out of college twice. I've been fired from jobs. I've quit jobs. I've been unemployed for short amounts of time because I was just pissed off at where I was working and I quit. So I haven't done everything perfectly, but what I've done is learned, and now I'm trying to pass that on to whoever can use it. Your daily habits determine your success that day. And as you have successful days, you start to have successful weeks. And as you have successful weeks, they turn to months into years. Each habit that you do during the daytime, that's a win for you. And what I mean by a win is when you tell yourself that you're gonna do something, you fucking do it. There's no worse feeling than not showing up for yourself. There's no worse feeling than saying, God damn, I was, January 1st, I was gonna get in shape. I was gonna fucking get jacked this year. And then here we are, almost at the end of March, and you've only been to the gym 5 times, 10 times. That doesn't work, and you feel like shit. You feel like you let yourself down. Well, you did let yourself down, and that's why you feel that way. But it doesn't have to continue that way. There's a universal law called the law of rhythm. And if you look at the way the world operates, everything's within a rhythm. I mean, you look at the sun up and down, you look at the tide, you look at the moon, you look at the way the world moves. Everything has a rhythm to it. Everything that's consistent has a rhythm to it. Why do you think we tell our kids to go to bed at a certain time? We have a bedtime routine. We all have a daily routine that we do every single day, especially if you're working. You have a morning routine that you do, because when you get in a rhythm, it's easier to continue that same routine. Now, if you've planned a routine for your morning or just found one by default, and it's not helping you reach the goals that you want, you need a new routine. You need to change and tweak the routine. A lot of being successful in life is reflecting on what you have done, and if you haven't met and found the results that you want, you have to change. There's that fucking old cliche saying that if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you always got. Think about that. Yeah, of course it makes sense, because when you get into a rhythm, your body operates in a rhythm, the world operates in a rhythm. When you get into a rhythm, good or bad, you're going to perpetuate that. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, right? So you need to find a rhythmic pattern for your day that is setting you up for success. Start off by doing what you say you're going to do. If your conscience is telling you, like, damn, you're hitting snooze 10 times every morning, and then you're rushing late to work, and then you're the one that's pulling in to shift 5 minutes before you actually have to be there, and you're rushing to get your shit ready, and then you're late to the morning meeting, and the person who you're relieving for shift is getting off shift late because they couldn't pack their stuff up beforehand, or like where I work, you're not getting to work early. You're barely getting there. Well, the union says I don't have to be here till 7 o'clock. Well, that's fine. But if you are the type of person that wants to pull in at 6:55 and throw your shit on the ground and say you're good to go, what happens when they get a call at 6:54? And Jimmy John has got to go pick up his kids for school, and now he's running a call that's going to cause the department overtime. It's going to cause the department a delay in getting transitioned, that rig back in service. It's not a way to live your life. It's not preparing. It's not setting yourself up for success. So, in summary, if you're looking to improve the way you feel about yourself, you need to start doing the things in your life that your conscience is telling you to do. For me, I'll give you great examples. For me, it was getting up early. I never thought I'd be a morning workout person. I worked night shift for a long time. I fucking work 24-hour shifts now. And I always thought, yeah, sleep is important. You got to get your sleep. And you do need sleep. But you also need to not waste your life by using sleep as an excuse to not get shit done. So when I get up early and start my day, this is my morning process. I get up before the sun comes up. Whatever time that is for you, you decide what works for your schedule, but you should get up before the sun comes up. I get up, I make some coffee, I do a little bit of morning reflection, morning reading. Whatever I did from the day before that I regret, that is something I say, okay, well, I'm not fucking doing that today. If last night before I went to bed, I slammed a whole fucking Domino's pizza and now I feel like shit and my face is all swollen and it's looking like I got stung by all the bees and I'm just like all greasy and not, I'm like, okay, fuck, I fucked that up. I'm not doing that again today. That's regret. There's more serious regrets too, right? There's more serious regrets. Like, let's say you fucking drank last night and you said you were just gonna have one glass of wine or one beer out with the friends. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to the bar and meet the friends. I'm gonna have one beer, then I'm gonna take off. We're having a great time because they're your fucking friends, right? And then next thing you know, you got 3 beers. And now you're at the bar and it's getting late and you gotta work the next day and you're like, well, fuck, I can't leave my truck here because I gotta work in the morning. So I can't call an Uber. I can't, there's no one that's gonna come pick me up. So then you drive, well, it's only a mile away. And then you drive home and let's say, by some fucking miracle, you make it unharmed and not in jail. And then the next morning you're like, God damn, I can't believe I just risked my whole entire career and my life for that fucking time out with my friends. That's a regret. And anyone says that they don't have regrets, they're fucking lying to you. Because regret's not something you get to choose. It's just the way that your conscience makes you feel. Is telling you, hey, motherfucker, you need to change. You need to do something differently. So you have to listen to that. And when you listen to that and you start making those changes, you will start feeling better immediately. That first day when you wake up and you get up at fucking 4 o'clock and you don't hit snooze and you get going on your morning process and you get to the gym early or you get to work early or you got your shit all laid out so you're not scrambling and you got to work a half hour early and you were fucking ready to rock when it was time for you to be ready to rock, you're gonna feel pretty goddamn good. The results are immediate, and if you've never done it before, you have to try it. When you eat the way you're supposed to eat to obtain the body or to lose the weight or to feel the way that you want to feel, which is healthy, if you've never tried it before, you gotta fucking try it. It feels good, you feel good, and when you feel good, you act good. And when you act good, you are good to other people, and the more that you feel good and act good and treat people good, the more opportunities you have in life, the more friends you have in life, the better people think of you, the better people enjoy being around you. It's all benefits to you. They're gonna make your life better. Some people say, well, yeah, I've worked hard and I deserve a snack. Well, that's fine. You wanna deserve that cake or beer or whatever. I totally get it. And I'm not saying you can't ever do that. I'm not saying I don't ever do that, but pay attention to how you feel afterward. Is that fucking piece of pie or is that cake or is that fucking milkshake or is that trip to Five Guys, is that worth throwing off that good feeling that you worked hard to obtain by this whole last week you were up working out? It's probably not worth it. You're not gonna have to do that too many times to where you're like, fuck, now I feel like shit. Now it's gonna take me 3 days to fucking get to feeling my body feeling good again to where I can get back into a flow state to where I can start getting shit done and feel like myself again. A lot of you motherfuckers out there have never even felt like yourself. Believe me, I drank alcohol for fucking probably 10 years. I never drank when I was at work or on the days I had to work, but on my days off, I drank alcohol all the time. It didn't matter what time of day, it didn't matter what I was doing. I was always drinking. We were always meeting for drinks. I was remodeling the house and I was having a drink because I felt better and less stressed when I was remodeling the house. And I did that shit for like 10 fucking years. I remodeled a few houses like that, entirely remodeled houses that way. And it was the wrong thing. And I always felt like shit. I never, apart from that temporary second where I thought I felt good, I never felt like myself and I never felt good. And I know that you guys can relate to that because we're all the same. We all do this type of shit. We all do it. I'm not telling anybody anything that's fucking mind-blowing information here. We all do it, but you need to hear from somebody who's done it and somebody who's figured out like that's not fucking for me anymore. I know friends that I grew up with, and at 40 years old, I don't hang out with these people, but I hear from, they're still doing fucking cocaine. They're still doing all kinds of shit. And I'm like, motherfucker, you're 40, you have kids, you have a career. Why are you doing that self? Why are you doing that to yourself? You're self-sabotaging yourself. And then you don't feel good. And then you don't get to do the shit that you want to do. You snap at your kids. You fucking snap at your coworkers. It's just a vicious cycle. It's a law of rhythm. When you get in these habits, you continue in these habits until you say enough's enough. I was tired of letting people down. I was tired of letting myself down. I was tired of looking in the mirror and going, God damn, man, you're looking fat. Or God damn, your face is fucking swollen as fuck today. Damn, your eyes are so fucking bloodshot. Damn, you don't have any fucking energy, I was tired of that shit. And I didn't realize what I was doing until I heard and someone told me, hey, motherfucker, you are fucking up. You're self-sabotaging yourself. And you need to stop. You're doing it because you think it makes you feel good, because you don't value yourself. And the way that you value yourself is by doing the shit that your conscience is telling you to do. Once you start doing that, you keep that positive self-talk, because as soon as you start making good changes, you're going to start feeling good. And then you're going to be like, well, maybe this feeling good feels weird. Maybe I need to go back to my old habit. Maybe I need to be in better shape before I feel like I value it. No, it happens instantaneously. On the day that you start treating yourself well and listening to your conscience and doing what you're supposed to do, you start feeling good. I swear to God, you start feeling good. So you need to try it. And then you go from there and you progress. You get that part done and you progress. And this is a daily thing. Marcus Aurelius said, he's got a book, Meditations. It's great, full of a bunch of quotes. He says it's straight and not straightened. You're never straightened. Things are never to the point where you're just like, fuck, I can just sit back and chill and everything's 100% good. I don't have to do anything anymore. That's not reality. That's not a possibility. And so everything always has to be made straight in your life. And that takes conscious effort and that takes planning. So again, to recap as I wrap this thing up, you gotta have a process to start your day, to get you in the right mindset, to get you to feel good. And that starts by keeping a promise to yourself of what you say you're gonna do. Don't let yourself down. If you say you're gonna get up at 4, if you say you're gonna get up at 5, then just do it. One day, tomorrow, just fucking do it. Just set the alarm, put your phone across the fucking room, plug it in, so you have to get out of bed. You get out of bed, you turn the alarm off, and you're gonna think, well, I can hit snooze and go lay back down for 10 more minutes. Well, that 10 minutes will turn to 20. And even if you got up in 10 minutes, you're gonna feel 10 minutes behind the whole fucking day, I guarantee you. But if you get up when you say you're gonna get up, and you start doing your morning process, getting ready for the day, getting ready for work, having a little me time before the kids wake up, you will feel a million times better. Start with that tomorrow, and you're gonna feel better. Everything is linked together, and as soon as you change your rhythmic pattern of life, it will get easier every single day, and it will be more effective every single day. And then you'll begin to understand what it's doing to you, and then your job as you start to heal and feel better is you're supposed to pass that along to other people, pass it along to the ones you care about, to your family, your coworkers, your friends. That's what you're here for. We're not here to just fucking be landscapers and firemen and fucking whatever we do to make money. I mean, yeah, they're necessary in the world, but as human beings, we're here for each other. We're all in this together. And the times of my life where I've been the most low, somebody has come along and they've reached out a hand and they've helped point me in the right direction. There's no handouts, but they can show you what the direction is to go, and then it's up to you to take those steps to do it. I've been fortunate to have a lot of great people in my life. And just like everyone else, I've had some really shitty people in my life. And I had to make some decisions on who to hang out with and who not to hang out with. And that can be difficult at times, and it's difficult throughout life, especially when it comes to love and relationships. But you've got to evaluate what is the healthiest thing for you, and you need to be firm about that. And you need to make the choices every day that make you feel good. And I'm not talking vices. I'm talking about self-care. I'm talking about good self-talk. I'm talking about being congruent with your conscience. Quick story. We talk about regret, and I could tell you story after story about calls I've been on at work where you have drunk drivers and fatalities and people that are very dear to me, that I consider family, have lost loved ones to drunk driving. And I can't tell you with a clear conscience that I've never drank and then drove, because I have. I've done it all. I've fucked up in every way. If you're saying, well, you know, you're clean cut, you did this, you're successful, you've never done what I done, like, motherfucker, I can guarantee you I have. Okay, I've pretty much done it all, good and bad, and that's how I know to be on the other side, to walk through, to pull through, and to pass to you guys how to pull through. So here's the story. This is 2011 maybe. I just come back from airborne school in Fort Benning, Georgia. I was in the Army at the time. I get a phone call from a friend of mine, and he's fucking in the hospital. I'm like, damn, what fucking happened? Well, here's the thing. He went out after a semester of college to celebrate finishing the semester, like we all would do, right? This guy and he and I partied a lot together. He was a great dude. He is a great dude. He would do anything for his friends. He would give the shirt off his own back. He was working hard. He was making his life something that he wanted to be. He had a plan, but he went out and he drank, and he had to be to work the next day. And so he didn't wait for the Uber. He drove his car home. I don't know all the details of the story, but he got in a car accident, and someone died during that car accident. And again, this is 2011, and it's a friend of mine in a different state. He's still in prison for that. Arizona has a mandatory sentencing law that whatever crime you commit, there's a mandatory sentence. There's no court, there's no jury. You go to court and you get the sentence. He got life in prison. Life. In the blink of an eye, he went from having all his dreams and all his friends and all his plans and all his to-do list for tomorrow, and that one bad decision where he went out to drink and then decided to drive home. He didn't plan on doing that beforehand, but just like we talked about earlier, one drink with your friends, like, what's the big deal? Well, maybe it's not a big deal if it always stays to one drink, but we know it doesn't always stay to one drink, and we know we don't always have a ride, and we don't always have, it just doesn't work that way. That's not how life works. It's unrealistic to think that you're always going to be able to play it safe. You're better off not putting yourself in that situation. You're better off investing your time in what you know makes you feel good for who you are, and that's valuing yourself by your daily process and your daily habits. Okay, I've rambled the shit out of this video. If any of you have made it to the end and you have any questions for me or comments or whatever, like, I'm here for you. I know I've been so involved for the last probably decade of my life that a lot of my friends I lost touch with, and a lot of it has been work stuff and accomplishments, but a lot of it has been just self-sabotaging behavior as well. And I'm a very high functioning person, and so even when I was fucking up, I was still able to accomplish things, but that doesn't mean that was the right way. And so if I haven't talked to you for a while, if you are just curious about getting in touch or whatever, I don't fucking care. Just message me. I'm open. I'm fucking who I want to be at this point in time, and what I've learned to heal myself and move forward with my life, I'm gonna be passing on to you guys every day. Like I said, I'm gonna be here every day, rain or shine. I'll be on this fucking dock. This is my house, by the way. I'm not just like at some pier. So I can be out here every day. Again, when I'm on shift, we'll figure something else out. But I'm gonna make one of these videos every day. So thank you for your time, and let's fucking go. Let's fucking start tomorrow. Set that alarm clock. Get up when you need to get up, and just see how you feel a couple hours into the day. Eat that fucking meal in the morning that is good for you. Don't run late and hit Starbucks and get those fucking breakfast sandwiches and get that fucking orange mocha frappuccino. Try and make yourself better just for one morning and see how you feel. All right, love you guys. We'll talk soon.